welcome to the second last round here of the MRC Championship. I hope you're having a nice day. We're closing in on that Christmas time, of course, only a couple of days ago, so hope everyone's well. I know life's a bit of a mess at the moment, but hopefully we've got a nice, enjoyable race to take your mind off some things. And Brazil is normally always a good one. It's always a fun one. Fingers crossed we can have a nice eventful qualifying and then a nice eventful race as well to go with it. That is the dream right now. Got Phil making his way out on track. First car out there in the McLaren, of course. We've got pretty much the faces you all know at this point. We've got Cohen, Cole, Liam, Kian. We got Ross is back. Ross is back. It's nice to see in the Red Bull, filling in for Ryan. Sync XR, which is actually I think someone new, unless I don't know their proper name, which to be fair is a possibility, but I don't think that's the case. Then you got Dylan, you got Phil, Ryan. Tyler's getting a back row start. That's the reason he's retired. Same with Kian. That's why those two have retired in the pit lanes. They're not the best of starts for the Renaults. Both of them start from the back. You then got Aston, Tom, Matt. You got Richard, Josh, Looney Moo or Nathan, Dan, Lee. Celine is in for this week. You got Sil to round us off. So pretty much everyone. And here you go. Zilk through the centre S's for Phil for the first time. Nicely done from him. There's a bit of a lock up in turn 1 as we switched over to him. Of course, it is purple because only one lap is. Oh, not even a lap has been set. He's the first one out. He's the first one to set that lap. Through the fast right-hander. Getting towards this up and downhill kind of middle sector. Going down, you're then going back uphill. Got to be a little bit careful on the power. And you inspire. Oh, cheers, mate. I know, I'm just too motivational, you know. I inspire myself. No, I'm a shut up, I'm cringe. Right. Phil, first time of the day. Let's see what it would be. I'm going to go with a 7.5. It's an 8.1. Okay, a little bit off, but it's fine. Decent first banker. Owen's coming around next. There's also a Mercedes of maybe Lee or Matt, but they both went out laps, so there's nothing to worry about there. What can Cohen do? He had some decent pace around Mexico. Got Mexico race was a good one. He does an 8.4. Didn't win the championship last time out as well, as he does a 12.8, but obviously that is just the first kind of sight a lap. Nothing too crazy in that. Ryan's unfortunately got an invalidation. Matt's just beginning. Richard's coming around the last couple of corners. Oh, Cole's joined, but it's full. That's a bit of a rip as Richard does a 8.7. A little bit further behind from Cohen. Ryan goes for attempt 2. Tom just begins his lap. We'll see who's further ahead out of these two. It is Lee. 51.7 was the second sector time. Onto the start finish straight. How much of this is going to try cut? He's probably need a little bit of time to try to cut a little bit more than that. Across the line, it is P2 at 8.4. Times maybe aren't quite as quick as I first thought they're going to be. I'm sure this will only get quicker and quicker as the session goes on. Oh, there you go, 7.8 from Celine. That's kind of more what I was expecting in this Q1 session, at least in the mid-7s, as Matt does an 8.1. So time's already getting quicker. Ryan crosses the line second time around. It goes quicker at 7.7. Go on, son. I have to say, wouldn't really put Ryan second as Tom did do a 7.5. So far, looking very, very solid. Still currently in P20, hasn't actually got a lap together yet. Lee's retired. Oh no, he's crashed out on track. You can see there in the middle sector. That really is. Could I see it on board with Nathan? You can on the left. He's obviously gone uphill. Got loose on the exit. He's hit the wall on the left hand side. Well, an 8.4 might see him through. It's still quite early on in the session. But have to wait and see where did Sil go. Sil moved up to P4 in the end. Everyone is pretty much on out laps. Did any of these guys go for a second run? Did, but could not improve. Sil's not going for a second run. Phil's gone for a couple of runs on these tyres. Tom potentially going for a second run. I think he might be preparing to go for a second run, so you can do a couple of laps on this set. By the looks of things, everyone going for kind of 2 or 3 runs on them. So, well, Phil's done a 7.7 as well. Quite close up there now, actually, in the kind of mid to high 7s. It's almost 2 tenths up in the first sector alone. I expect the pole time in the 6s, if I'm being honest with you, 100%. I'd be surprised if we don't kind of cut down towards the 6s by the end of the session, to be honest with you. He's now 4 tenths up, so he's already nearly into the 6s. Finds another tenth or so, be the first car. I mean, he's looking incredibly strong round here, Tom. Got it together around Brazil. What's his line? It's a 7.090, so pretty much a 7.1. Oh, it's a 0.89. Why in the top right tell me? Game lied to me. But I mean, currently he's quickest by 7 tenths or so. And that's just set a purple middle sector though. And crosses the line. It's going 8.1. Maybe not quite where he'd like to be at the moment in time. Sure, to try find some more time. Actually, looks like he might be going for another run straight away. So we'll stay on board. See what the man can do. So we've got Josh, who's down in 20, who's on our lap, and Ashton's just began his lap as well. He's currently going for his NRSs. Oh, has Josh have a little spin? He has. Oh, Josh will have to go for attempt 2. Tell you what, this is like a nice tidy lap from down, I will not lie. Used to do a lot of that kind of Astro runoff there. Phil's retired, he believes that P3 will be more than enough to see him through. Obviously with 2 cars getting a back row start and 1 already crashing, you'd think so. And Dan goes second, that's much better, a 7.6. Puts him second, obviously still a long way off Tom, but Tom seems to be a little bit cracked at the moment. Oh, Cole's in now. Oh, maybe he must have disconnected and rejoined, that makes sense, Obviously Josh got that lap in, but it was vertically dead after the spin. When he's got it invalid through the first sector. He's still got 8 minutes, so he's not quite entering panic mode yet. He might be soon if he's not careful. Tom goes even quicker into the 6s. 6.9, he's done 5 laps on those as well. That's just incredible. Oh, to be fair, Celine's done a 7.1. So she's closed that gap down quite a lot. Cole brushes the wall, 7.4. We're seeing Times slowly creep down now. People doing a couple more laps. Let's see, how's Josh getting on? Oh, he's... well, he had invalidation. Either he had another spin or he's just, again, getting out of the way for people. He's got to be careful on those tyres. Not a lot left of the lap to get them in good condition. Alright, come on Josh, you got this. Attempt number 3. No, okay, the pit lane he comes. See what Sync Exile can do. Brand new driver as far as I'm aware, unless obviously they're racing under their gaming tag, but I don't know what their actual name is. I'm trying to think who's normally in the alpha, but I don't know. It's gonna be kind of changes. Sometimes it's crispy. E10 and 8 dead, kind of bang in the middle. Might need to find a couple more attempts just to give him a little bit more breathing room. But I think that may just be enough. So it's when will Dylan finally go for the lap? He kind of just always cruises around at the beginning of the session. He might actually decide to start from the back here. He's already won the championship, you never know. Wouldn't mind seeing Dylan starting in the back. He did it in Mexico and it went brilliantly. So Dan has retired from the session. That P4 should be more than enough to see him through. I think if you're in the 7s, I think for now you're probably safe. Track has been improving, but so it depends if Dylan goes for a lap. Then that's another free position unless he wants to start from the back. Across the line goes Liam, and he's up to 3rd. Very good lap there, 7.4. Just quicker than Cole. Ross is back, and he's currently sitting in P9. Can he improve on that? Across the line? He can, it's a 7 dead, and that is up into 2nd. Very nice lap for Ross there. Red Bull looking very strong. He's got to be careful to get out of Alfa Romeo's way. But the times are definitely creeping up. Alpha's up by a 10th already through the first sector, so that's what you like to see for him. At least everyone's got a time on the board this time around. Ooh, it's got invalidated. Oh, Josh, come on, you've got 4 minutes. You've got this, my friend. You've got this. You caught out by that first sector twice already now. One time I believe he got through it, he had a little spin. So he's got to be careful. Holds up by a 10th or so through the first sector alone. Got 2 corners to go. And Cole improve on his P5. Only needs to find a 10th. Might have been that, half a 10th really. He does go ahead of Liam up into P4 for Q1. That would be more than enough to see him through. Right now the focus is on Exile and Josh. Exile's currently P11. Out of a 7.6, I think he's more than through with that. Alright. Josh has got it together. No pressure, my friend. Oh, still hasn't crashed. I think he was just parking up out of the way. I think this will be Josh through. Normally when he can get the lap together, he's always through. Does struggle with his track limits, but normally they're very quick. Across the line, gives the wall a little love tap, and a 7.6 as well. Getting more than comfortably through for him. Like I said, I think if you get into the 7s, you should just be fine. Got Aston, Cohen, and Richard and Looney Moo. Line improves, doesn't improve much, goes ahead of his teammate, does Nathan, but still needs to find 4/10. Well, no, sorry, that's through, isn't it? For some reason I was thinking P10 was the cut-off. Not me. I was thinking this whole session P10 was the cut-off. Don't ask why. It's Tuesday, it's been a long day. Ooh, which is retired in the pit lanes. That's the end of Q1, boys. It doesn't matter in the end. It doesn't matter. With a minute to go, we know who the bottom 5 will be. It's going to be Tyler, Kean, Dylan, who obviously wants to start at the back, just getting some side laps in, and then Lee, Richard, Really Moo, aka Nathan, just got through. Same with Cohen, Aston, Sill, Matt, Ryan, and yeah, everyone else through pretty comfortably from there upwards. Wow, Sync XR with Sam, so yes, there you go, yeah, okay. Got it. Know his name now. Right. There we go, Q1 over, in towards Q2. Tom led the way, only by a tenth or so at the beginning. He was looking very quick, but Ross, Celine, Cole, they started to get up there. He is probably favourite at the moment if you're going off that first session, but we'll see how things unfolds. And then obviously the bottom 5 were Richard, Lee, Dylan, Kian and Tyler, who both have a back row start. So you go in towards Q2, well, we'll see. Strategy's now going to come into play. We'll see probably people try the mediums. I don't think anyone will even try the hards. I don't think I've ever seen it this whole season. Anyone load up the hards in a Q2 and try it. I think you'd have to be insanely quick. I'm pretty confident that you could make that work. Oh, Cohen is... Oh, he's okay, yeah. No, he is here. Hopefully someone can invite him back ASAP. Right. Tom's already gone straight to medium, same for Aston, Phil. Yeah, everyone's probably going to give it at least a shot. Shot on the mediums, just because you never know. You do never know. Might as well. You've got enough time because the track's not the longest for probably a medium run and then 2 soft runs if you can get it together. Or really, you only need to use one set of tyres just because the amount of laps you can do with the tyre wear around here. And then saw both McLarens make their way out there early on. everyone has loaded up the mediums apart from Nathan, Celine and Liam, but those three are still in the pit lane, so technically they could change and still come out of the mediums. If it always messes up his lap a little bit, it could potentially give Josh a little bit of a tow by the time they get to start-finish straight the next time around. So McLaren's timed that well. That could work quite nicely. Obviously that's assuming Phil messes up his lap, of course. In towards turn 1, 2 and 3. Nicely done. Probably one of the hardest places to get it and not invalidated. Right, kind of in between the 50 and the 100 metre ball, maybe more towards the 50 side, as late as you can. Left-hander goes into another left and up here, big long right, full send, then into another tight right, down the hill, then a tight left, and back up the hill, and then you've got another tight right. Technically 2 corners out, little kink, and then in towards the hairpin. Opening it up. And then a swooping long left-hander. Try to set yourself up as nice as possible. Along straight. Ooh, Josh had a little spin right at the end of his lap. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for him. Phil, first one across the line. There's 7-7 on the mediums. Very good lap. Is that quicker? That's quicker than some people's laps on the softs. An 8.4 for Sil, and 8.4 also for Aston. That was a very nice lap. The more I think about that on the mediums, that's a very nice time. Interested to see what Ross, Cole, and Tom can do then on the mediums, if that's the kind of times that are coming out of those. Oh, Josh had another off. Josh is really struggling today, unfortunately. Home with an 8.9. Ryan did an 8.2. He's in P2 at the moment. Ross crosses the line with a 7.6. That is quickest, only just half a tenth in that. Fortunately, Josh is kind of turning his car into a lawnmower this session. But it's fine, I'm sure. We'll still see him through into Q3 as long as he can keep that car on the track. He's got still half a lap to recover the tyres, so he should be fine. Might see him pit and just come in for the softs just to be safe. Have to see. Looking at the run he's got on the start finish straight, my guess is going to be he's going to come into the pits. Yep. Ryan's going for a second attempt. Oh, he's gone a little bit deep. Somehow that's not been validated, so maybe because that's potentially made him a little bit slower. 10th down after the first sector. I would give it a go, and if he's down, probably going into the pit lane, he can just pull in at the last minute. There's absolutely no harm in giving this a proper go. So it's the up, a little bit sideways, but it's fine. Is he up at the second sector split? He's 2.5 tenths down. My guess would be that we're just going to see him pull into the pit lane just to save the tyre life. No, he's gonna, okay, he's gonna finish the lap. Might have had a mega last corner or something. Unfortunately, he doesn't improve. So he stays P3. Everyone has now got the mediums fitted, by the way, so those who are still kind of lingering over whether they should pick the mediums or the softs, everyone is going to give it a go. Ethan's actually the furthest ahead at the moment. DRS open, just a straight sprint to the line. Nathan crosses the line and goes 6th with an 8.4. Cole's got his lap invalidated. Matt's going to be next to cross the line. He goes P7 at 8.5. Maybe not quite the lap I was expecting from him. Celine goes quickest with a 7.4. Very nice lap indeed. Tom crosses the line and goes second with a 7.5. It's going to be close at the front, and I'm very much looking forward to this Q3. To be honest, I think the top 4 might potentially be fine to make it through on the mediums. I don't know if we're going to be safe if it's in the 8s on the mediums. If we're in the 7s, and to be fair, I think Celine, Tom and Ross, and maybe Phil. It's going to be close. Oh, unfortunately had that first lap invalidated, so it's going for a take 2. What is going on down the straight? Everyone's just pulling out of the way for people. Here goes Josh. Come on, Josh, you've got this. You've got this. You can get this lap together, my friend. Oh, he's got invalid once again. He's struggling. This middle sector is turning into a little bit of a mess. Hopefully they don't get caught over each other. Liam's not on a lap. Is anyone actually in this train on a lap though? I don't think so, which is the only kind of benefit. Cohen might have been. I don't know whether he's held up or not. Cohen's first run was only an 8.9, which is currently the slowest out of everyone who's set a lap time. Across the line, he improves only to an 8.6, and unfortunately doesn't gain any positions. Cole does an 8.5. It was kind of in a mess. This whole kind of section of cars was so bunched up at one point. Liam's gonna begin his proper flyer now. First time around, it kind of got a bit interrupted. Ooh, Sam's had a bit old spin. Big spin. Luckily there's no balls there to take his tyres away. Yes, Josh. Haven't got it invalidated yet. Oh no, he's just explored onto the grass a little bit too much. I've just cursed him again. Josh might have to whack on a pair of softs. Just in case, because at the moment he's really struggling to get the lap time at the medium tyre. Here comes Liam this time around. It's going to be a 7.8. Moves him in towards the top 5, just ahead of Sil, his teammate, who must set that lap just seconds earlier. That's also improved from 8.1. So most people have got that medium run in and are now going to be coming back into the pit lane, potentially looking at doing a soft run. Sam obviously had the spin first time around, we'll go again. He's got enough time to, there's still 4 minutes left in the session, it's not the longest lap round here. Oh my god, right. I'm watching the Arsenal game, because I unfortunately support Arsenal, and they're 1-0 down after 2 minutes. It's just brilliant. Wow, the Alphas kind of both struggling at the moment. Dan down in 13th, Sam is currently 14th. Let's see. Across the line and moves up to P6, 7.9, not bad. Not bad at all. Still going again, he did, but got invalidated by loads of things. Ooh, Tom's going again, and he's up on this medium run. I think he'll be more than safely through on the mediums, I won't lie. Only Faris were this quick in real life. Well, Tom will cross the line at 7.3 and goes quickest by basically 2 tenths there. Very good lap from Tom on the mediums. I think he should be able to start on those, if I'm being 100% honest. Paul's also going to be given another go on the mediums. A little bit risky because he is currently in P12, but you think he's got the pace to potentially get into that top 10. Phil, Liam and Sam all just retired at the same time. Those who believe that those laps on the mediums will be enough. So if you're Ross, Celine and Tom, you're pretty confident at the moment. I won't lie. Josh has finally got that lap together. He's gone for the softs, but he's up into P2, and that will see him through. In the end, he'll be happy with that after he has been struggling. Cole will cross the line. It's going to look like a decently quick lap. A 7.777. Oh, 7.76. Why is it light to me in the top right and say something else on the left? Either way, in towards the top 10, and that's what matters. If you're Sam right now, you might be a little bit worried just because everyone is slapping you on a set of softs down here. Matt's currently P10. He's going to have to go for a soft run. Still, well, he's going to run out of time. Same with Ryan, to be fair. Same with Nathan. A few of them are still in the pits, which is a little bit worrying. I would have thought they'd maybe give it a go. There's still a few of them out on track, as you can see. Owen and Dan. Well, Dan's up by 2 seconds. You think Dan will make it through into the top 10. He normally is up there, and on these soft tyres, that's what I'd expect. He's got enough time to do another run if he needs it, which I think he will. Only a 10.1. Second one's going to be crucial for him. Well, Looney Moo, Ryan and Sil not going to be able to improve on their laps. They're just going to have to pray. Well, at least Sil will. Ryan and Looney Moo and Nathan are already out in Q2 then. Cohen crosses the line and goes 9th. So that puts Sil in the danger zone. Pressure is on Matt. Sil and Cohen could still very well be out. Matt across the line, 7.6, that's him up into P4, and now Sam's looking in a little bit of trouble. Dan will be next, and well, yeah, he's up by 2.6 seconds, which would indicate he's well into the 7s. Dan across the line, he goes quickest with a 7 dead, so he's definitely through, and will knock Cohen out. And then Aston moves up to the front as well, which has knocked Sam out. If I'm not mistaken, he moves up into P5. So Sam, that slightly earlier retirement. I don't know whether he would have had enough time to get a lap in anyway. unfortunately on the mediums he couldn't quite make it through. So Dan makes it through. Tom in second on the medium tyre, tells you the amount of pace he has. Josh in third, who finally got that lap together and got it through when it counted, when it mattered. And then you had Celine in fourth, Aston in fifth, Matt in sixth, Ross in seventh, Phil in eighth, Cole in ninth, and Liam in 10th. The only people who made it through on the softs were Dan, Josh, Aston, and Matt, and then Sam, Cohen, Sil, Ryan, and Nathan, unfortunately, were in the bottom 5. Alright then, here we go, the top 10 shootout. Looking forward to this one. Should be nice and close. I think we're going off the kind of trend. Tom is probably the favourite for this. Topped Q1 and Q2 and it's looked mightily quick. Certainly not too far behind in either session. Same with Ross. I think that will probably be the top 3. I'll go for Tom, Ross and Celine. Cole won't be too far behind, I reckon. And will be up there. Matt, Phil, Aston, they'll all kind of be up there. Liam will be up there as well, I reckon. This should be a good top 10 shootout. We got pretty much all the quick guys up there, I'm not going to lie. I think I could call the top 3, but then the order after that I'm honestly not too sure on. Could be anything. Phil once again the first one out. Let's get out nice and early. Alright then, here he comes. Still got 3 people in the pit lane just waiting, being a little bit patient. Maybe only got 1 set of tyres left. I'll be surprised if that is the case, but 3 of them still in the pits either way. Comes Phil down the back DRS straight. First sector looked very smooth. Absolutely send it in towards the long right. No mistakes so far, and it's looked clean and tidy. Small little lock up, but that won't have cost him too much. I'm going to guess a 7-4 for the first lap here by Phil. 7-4, it's going to be, it's a 7-2. Very good first lap for Phil there. Next across the line will be Celine. Oh, it's a 7-4. A little bit slower than she would have hoped. Aston with a 7-5. Tom's coming into the pit lane. Quite what I expected from his first run, I won't lie to you. Ross will be next across the line. And that is provisional pole. It's a 7.226, so 300ths of a second quicker than Phil. Matt will be next across the line. He does a 7.6. So that's slowest, unfortunately, so far. Cole moves up into third. 7.3. And the other 4 still in the pits. Liam is just heading out now. Tom, unfortunately, went for a run. Pulled out of it, and then Josh and Dan haven't made their way out on track yet. Just going to check that none of these went for another run. Oh, Cole might have done, you know. Very close on the edge. No, but apart from Cole, we'll see. Ah, he's got invalid anyway. Didn't matter. Tom and Dan have made their way out of the pit lane, so it's now just Josh who is still just sitting there. Liam begins his lap. Yeah, nice. Fair and quality, I don't normally get an off-board shot. I like to ride on board just to see what their lap's like. You can normally get a better indication of what the grip's like, etc. We get some nice off-board shots of the south of Tarry, going around Brazil in the sun. Definitely go. It's looking good from Liam though, it's looking good. Purple middle sector, don't know how much I read into that, just because the sector glitch is still very much a thing. DRS open, I reckon he might go P5 with this lap. Oh no, never mind, it was a 9.2. Yeah, there was definitely a mistake in there somewhere that I missed. Not bad. Obviously go for it a second time around, but you got Tom, but he wants pole position. Going to be looking at pole position. It's going to be into the sixes, surely. It is just. It's a 6.8, and that is provisional pole here in Brazil. Dan next across the line. P7 is 7.6. Give it Dan. Ooh, he's done very well to keep that out of the wall. That could have ended horribly. He might actually get a toe off of Ross here, who's in his outlap. Maybe he's just a little bit too far up the road for a toe. It would have been nice. This is the first run, there was a mistake in there. This time around, we are 7 points. Oh, it's just 7 dead, and he's into second. I tell you what, he had a very, very good lap there. Jump over to Ross. Only P3. Oh, hold up, these. That's the lead on that. 2 temps up. And who's the Ferrari? Is the Ferrari Tom? No, Ferrari is Tom. Celine. Just a straight. Stay as far to this left hand side as possible. Cross the line. And into second, into the sixes as well. Well, it's Tom, then Celine. If Ross sneaks into third, that is my top 3 prediction at the moment. Obviously, still 4 minutes to go. See, I don't know if Ross is up at all or not. I haven't seen his sector splits. He looks a little bit far back into the sixes. It's a 7 dead though. He improves. Stay P4. Has had a mistake on his first run, so second time around, he's normally always needed a couple of laps to get going here. He's absolutely nailed this first sector, it has to be said. I think that's where he had his little spin last lap when I was looking at the mini-map. Come on Josh, you've got this. Careful on the power up the hill. Nicely done. Doesn't get onto the grass like he sometimes does. He's got it together, and he's got it together nicely, it has to be said. A 50.7 sector 2 time. That looks like one of the quicker ones. Across the line, it's a 7.1 and P5 just ahead of his teammate. So now everyone in the pits. Tom's come out maybe a little bit early. Just made sure he's got the track to himself. He'll set the time then probably. If he doesn't improve, of course. He's currently in provisional pole. Celine only a 10th behind. Liam only 2 tenths behind. Ross only then 3 tenths. Josh 4, Phil 5, Cole 6. It kind of just stagnates a 10th back per position. He's down in the first sector, only by half a tenth or so. We can get this middle sector hooked up. Oh, he's got a little. Okay, he's going to back out of this. He's got enough time to go again. Probably the smart move there. So it's going to be Matt who actually leads them now. Matt, then Dan. By the looks of things on the minimap, then Josh or Phil, one of them. Can't quite tell. Idea is Josh. Josh will probably pull into pit lane and won't have enough time to go again. So that's improving by a 10th. He's currently P10. Find a 10th, he gains 2 positions, but there's quite a bit of a gap from him to Cole in 7th. It's a very close qualifying session, it has to be said. So Matt's going to be the first one to set the time on round number 2 of the pit stops. The runs. Jesus, sorry, my bad. Matt at P7. Not bad at all. Next across the line will be Tom. I mean, Dan might have had a small mistake. I swear Dan was in there. Tom does improve to a 6.661. Celine crosses the line, improves, but not quite enough. Needed literally 400ths of a second to have poles. Unfortunately, Celine can't do it. Cole has moved up into 3rd. Phil, by 0.003 of a second, Phil is on pole at the moment. Ross, unfortunately, has got it invalidated. Matt can go again if he wants, and Dan's in this middle sector. Aston unfortunately has an invalidation. Liam retired, couldn't get the lap together. Well, Matt just about has enough ERS to do another lap. If we go back to back, will he improve on P8? He improves on the time, but unfortunately not on the position. And Dan is 4 tenths up. Take P7, which moves Josh and Matt down a couple of pegs. So Phil by 0.003 of a second. Lovely lap there. Ryan's shouting out his own helmet. I'll have a look at it in the race, mate. I didn't look in there. Oh, there's the cars are all doing their thing. Have a look in the race, see what it's like. Yeah, Phil on pole. Very close between him and Tom. Tom had topped every single session, but Phil kind of out of nowhere at the last minute. Takes pole position. Celine as well, not too far behind. Little bit of a gap to Cole, but then these guys are kind of bunched as well. Josh, Matt, Dan, and I was about to say Richard, Ross, all quite close together as well. Not quite the top 3 I predicted, but 2 of the 3, so I'll take that. So yeah, your top 10 one more time is Phil, Tom, Celine, Cole, Liam, Ross, Dan, Josh, Matt, and Aston. So there you go. We had the little 5-minute break that we normally have, and then the race will be underway. Hardly been logged in the Discord to start time like it normally is. Either way, the race will be underway in normally around 5 minutes. So I'm going to quickly go to the toilet, grab something to eat. If now's the time, then I recommend to do it. And then we've got a lot of laps. It's like 70. I want to say it's in the 70s or it's like high 60s round Brazil. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Right. I've come back at pretty much perfect time. Formation lap's underway. Oh, Celine will have to leave. Oh, that's a shame. I was kind of looking forward to that at the front. Celine, unfortunately, will have to leave. Which means she'll be pulling into the pits and retiring on lap 1. Hopefully that doesn't trigger a safety car. Just because you know what this game's like. That is unfortunate, but it's just one of those things. Right, let's take a quick look at the tyres people are starting on. Only one person has opted for the hards, which is Richard. All of the top 6 on the mediums. Dan in 7th, Josh in 8th, Matt in 9th, and Aston in 10th, all on the softs. Sam has opted for the mediums, Cohen for the softs, then Sil, Ryan, Lee, Dylan, Kian and Tyler for the mediums, and Nathan also for softs, and then Richard obviously going for the hards. I'm interested to see how that one works. If he picks up some damage early on, that's always going to throw a little spanner in the works. Right then, as they line up, I'm interested what Dylan can do from 18th as well. He can get off to a nice kind of trouble-free start. Very good opportunity. Arsenal scored. Anyway, sorry, we actually scored a goal. 3, 4, 5. It's like sound away we go here in Brazil. Couldn't see them. The field is coming under pressure from Tom in towards turn 1. He's going to send it up the inside. Ignore the deltas on the left hand side of your screen. One of the Williams, that is Celine. Just obviously getting out of everyone's way, going straight on. But Tom, brilliant start. It's into the lead of this race. That will be exactly what he was after. It looks like they've all got through pretty damage-free. As everyone crosses the sector 1 line, I can actually see where they are. Ross in 3rd, Cole in 4th. So the Red Bulls, they're going side by side. Cole's going to try hang this around the outside. Ross will have the inside. Dan's up to 5th as well. He's having a little sniff. Potentially a P4 here as 2. Ross will just keep that position. Jump on board with Dan. He's going to send one up the inside. And I think he's going to make that work. He is a brilliant start for Dan. Up to 4th on the opening lap. Dylan already up to 14th as well, a little bit further on back. Ryan and Kian having a battle. Kian up to 12th. Mega start for him on those mediums. Delta was still a little bit broken. Cole has got back past Ross at the front. No, he hasn't. Never mind. You've got to love deltas. You have got to love broken deltas. Here comes Phil. Doesn't even. Apparently he has DRS. There is no DRS. We're on lap 2. Why does the game say we're on lap 3? Celine has retired. You've actually got quite a few people into the pits. Lee, Tyler, Sil, and Cohen. There must be some damage further back then. So Phil back into the lead of this race. There's Ross in 2nd. There's a predicted pit stop strategy. It's probably a 2-stop. Either medium to soft, soft, or you do a medium, soft, medium, depending on how you feel with your own tyre wear, of course. Now the DRS is going to enable. It's going to say we've just gone from lap 3 to lap 3. Now we are actually onto lap 3. Everything should have hopefully sorted itself out. Dan, oh, that's not a mistake you want to be making. He's going to lose quite a few positions. Will rejoin. He's got wing damage as well. Dropped down to 10th. He had such a good start as well. He's going to have to let even more cars through. There goes Dylan. Nearly up into 11th. Really good start for him. He's got Ryan up the road and Sam, and then he's got a couple of those soft runners as well. Oh, Josh, no, Josh is out. Yeah, he's had a spin. You saw him kind of all over the shop in qualifying, I'm not going to lie. We've got a VSC for it. Not surprised about that one. He was struggling qualifying. He couldn't really ever get a lap together in quali. And unfortunately, lap number 4 is taking him victim. We've got Sam actually coming into the pit, same with Dan. Dan was going to probably pit anyway because of that wing down. Oh no, it's both Alphas in at the same time. They're going to double stack. If it was a safety car, it would be fine, but it's only a VSC. That's not ideal at all. How he's Dylan is already up into 9th. Very, very good from him. Dylan, oh, through on that. Now obviously, little mistake, drop from P5. Now coming under a little bit of pressure, went quite wide. Ian has just got past him as well. He does have wing damage on that front right hand side. One of the Alphas is that Dan has gone off. Down at turn 5. By the end of the first sector going into the second sector. Got a little scrap going on up there for P4. Cole's trying to get past Liam. He's doing really well, has to be said, as Kian picks up the first penalty of the race. Little freeway scrap. Ryan might potentially be closing in. Ryan's doing well to run in P4 at the moment. Dylan just behind as Sil sets fire to start the race. You'd expect Aston to be quicker than the medium runners at this point of the race. Here comes Aston, he's going to have DRS, he's not going to be using any overtake as Tom goes quicker, so you can see him closing in on Phil. Is he going to try one up the inside? He definitely thought about it. Dylan straight away takes a fast after the races, he gets through on Ryan for P7. Now Dylan's going to be closing in on this party. Liam has pulled away from these two. So still just a little bit too far back. Dylan is only like 3 or 4 seconds off the podium spot after lap 6, is kind of a bit dumb. But he is the champion for a reason. Slider picks up a 3-second penalty. He's currently down at 17th. Here comes Dylan, going to use overtake and now has DRS, and he is absolutely flying in the straight line. He might actually get 2 into 1 here. He's getting so much on Cole. He's going to go up the inside. Try doing he is. He's going to get through. That is brilliant. He had so much speed. He used overtake off the exit, the corner, and then once he gained that DRS, he was then even quicker. in a straight line. It was absolutely unbelievable. And Dylan is up into P5. That is utilising the ERS system to the max, and he's done a phenomenal job there. Next up for him is Liam. Ryan's onto the back of this train now. Paul might be able to use Dylan just to maybe pull him a little bit closer to Liam. 1.5 seconds is that gap. We jumped out to Sil and Lee having a little scrap. This is currently for P13. Still got through on the DRS straight, but unfortunately no way through really back in the middle sector. Tyler's coming for pits once again, which means he's going to get lapped, and here comes Ryan on Aston up the inside. Nice move, and up into 7th. So the mediums may be starting to outperform the softs at this stage now. Maybe the softs are slowly starting to drop off. I thought 7 laps might be a little bit early, but Ryan seems to be flying. I'd say Nathan and P9 as well are doing a very nice job. Ooh, we got a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that might be Matt, you know, as here comes Tom. He's going to go up the inside on Phil in towards turn 1. Do what Dylan did to Cole a couple laps ago. They're still going at it though. Tom's able to hold it for now. He's going to use overtake off the corner, but Phil will have that DRS back. And here's Storm back up the inside and retake the lead. Tom had the lead for a sector or so. Unfortunately, couldn't hold it any longer than that, and that to be said, Ross is still there. He's only 8 tenths back or so. Any kind of little mistake and he does take the lead of this race. It's now become a little freeway scrap. To be fair, Dylan hasn't really been able to close in on Liam. Liam doing a very good job in P4. It's a little bit way off this front train, but Dylan is not closed in. If anything, Liam's actually pulled a couple of attempts out on him, which is good to see. Battle for the lead rages on. Yellow flag in sector 2, Nathan's out. He was doing such a good job running in P9 at the time, and that is a full core safety car where we see some of the boys who are slightly further back come in. Well, Aston on the softs sees this as 100% a free pit stop. Cole's going to come in, Dylan will come in. Obviously Ryan either just didn't think about pitting or just crossed the line too late. I think it'd be too late because I think he was behind Dylan and Cole. So either way, he's not decided to pit. Dylan onto fresh mediums. Cole's actually opted for a fresh pair of softs. Aston for a fresh pair of mediums, and Richard will get rid of these hards, which he's not really able to utilise the most out of them. A magical set of mediums get put on. And now the crew, yeah, what a pit stop there. Sam will actually go for the mediums himself. Still doesn't use it as an opportunity to get rid of the softs. I know he's only been on for 7 laps and he pitted earlier on, but I would have thought still might as well give it a go. Get rid of them. Try something different. Most people have pitted. I'm interested to see if the top 6 potentially decide to pit this time around as well, or is it now too late? Let's see. Phil will come in. Tom's going to stay out. We've got a split strategy. Ross is going to come in. Liam's going to stay out, and Ryan's going to stay out even more. Can come in. Ian will stay out, so we've got a nice split here. Ross onto mediums and Phil. Ross onto softs and Phil onto mediums. So let's see, where's Dylan in all this? He's front of the pack that first pitted. They're just going to come out ahead of him. I'm interested to see how this works, you know. Just because of how spread out the field is, I doubt we'll have safety car in this lap, maybe not even the next lap. As you can see on the mini-map, that racing point is quite far behind, only going through turn 1 and 2 now. Alright then. So we're going to come down to whether that racing point can catch up. I don't think we'll have safety car in this lap. Still a bit to go until the detection zone. You never know, it might do the thing where it calls it in very, very late. Mercedes has caught up. Which was Dan and Tyler in there somewhere, but they've been lapped. Alright, well, safety car not in this lap by the looks of things then. One more lap under safety car. Williams actually decided to pit now. That's the issue is he's going to drop all the way to the back. If he just pitted earlier on, well, he'd probably only be in like P6, P7, maybe with Cole. Like, ooh, that's an interesting decision. Dan's going to pit as well. He's actually onto a set of softs now. It's a bold choice. It should 100% mean safety car is going to be in this lap. I'll be very, very shocked if it's not. On lap 13 of 71. Alright then. Tom's got to make sure his tyres are out of temperature. He's got Ryan behind him, but then he's got Phil on 1 lap old fresh mediums. The more and more the safety car goes on, you begin to wonder maybe why didn't Tom, Ryan and Kean pit? Obviously one of those things in hindsight we'll have to see as the race unfolds. Safety car obviously in this lap, which it has somehow Got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Tom's going to go now. It's an okay start. Ryan is still very much there. Won't challenge it into turn 1 though. Further on down the grid, you got Sil, Aston, you got Sam as well. A little bit further back, you got the Alpha and the Renault in the background. Going at it. Interested to see if Phil can work his way through Ryan, how quickly it will take. I think it shouldn't take too long. Tom just needs to try and escape as soon as possible. He's got a beautiful run here. Obviously no DRS. Well, Ryan almost just completely pulls over to the side and he's through. And in the background, Ross has got past Kian as well, which is also given Dylan a right invitation to have a go on the back of the Renault as well. And it looks like even without DRS, he will get comfortably through on the straight. Up the inside and up into P5 for Dylan. Cole might even join in on the act. They're going to have to go side by side through the fast right-hander. It's not the end of the world. Kian just backs out of it. Knows there's not too much of a point putting up a fight when they're on completely different tyres, completely different strategy. So Phil will hunt after Tom now. The thing is, he's got a free pit stop. He has just gained a whole free pit stop on him. At the moment, not pitting for Phil, sorry, looks like the correct thing to do. Has to be said. Dylan's actually got past Ross a little bit further behind as well. That looked like a pretty simple one, nothing too special about that. Still and Kian actually having a fight into the braking zone. In on the outside. Actually, here comes Aston as well. He tried sweep all the way around the outside. He definitely thought about giving it a go, but decided against. And Matt, the two Mercedes, having a bit of a scrap. Lee's got through on that one. Back towards the front. Phil's still there. This is the closest he's been since the safety car restart. Tom, not the best of exits onto the straight. Phil saw that, he's a little bit of overtake, he's going to use some more now. I think with DRS he's probably in rich mix as well. He's going to go to the outside, but he's going to have so much overspeed. He's already car lengths ahead, and he's into the lead of this race on lap 17. Chose to pit under the safety car, and it's definitely the right move so far. Dylan in third, only 2 seconds back. He's got past Ryan. So into the podium spots already after only 17 laps after starting in the 18. Ryan has picked up a 3-second penalty. So penalty wise, Dylan obviously does have. My guess would be that it's just a free. It is just a free. The only one with 6 or more is Kian and Richards, who have 6 and 8. Further down the grid, Liam's up into P9. He's got past Aston. So he pitted very late on in the safety car, but shot him quite a bit down the order. He's back up to 9th already. Ross has got a very good run on his teammate. I think Cole's got an even better run on Ryan. Oh, this could get messy if we're not careful. Cole's going to go for it up the inside. Ryan, well, almost lets him through. And is he going to let Ross through as well? I think he does in the end. On very different strategies. Ryan's almost pretty much let any faster car that's come up behind him through. He just wants to focus on his own race and not worry about putting up a fight with people he knows are going to be much quicker than him. All over the back of Kean here. He's small little bit of contact, but he is through up the inside. Nice move overall in the end. I thought for a minute it could get a little bit messy. Dan has retired. He's lost that in the middle sector, coming back up the hill. It is a tricky corner, that one. Oh, was that Sil? Sil ran off into the grass and he's lost a bunch of time on the straight. People are just going to start flying by him, and Cole has been overtaken by his teammate Ross. They're obviously both on softs, both on the exact same strategy. So Phil's gone out of Tom's DRS and Dylan is nearly now into Tom's DRS. So you can see the tyre age difference starting to take a toll. The yellow flag in sector 2 again. Oh, one of the Red Bulls. Is that Cole? It is Cole. He's had a big old spin and he's pretty much going to have to let the whole field through. He's dropped all the way down to P13 from what was P5. That is not what he wanted, and it's unfortunate to see. He's probably going to have to get rid of those soft tyres because they're going to be absolutely dead now. And here comes Dylan on Tom. Sil's eager to get past Sam. Two very different strategies in that one. Softs and the hards. Up the inside he goes. Sam thought about trying to hold on to it, but backs out. We're flagging sector 1. Cole is now fully retired. Unfortunately, that would cut his race short on lap number 20. We got a VSC for it. So, well, to be fair, they're all going to pit, apart from Phil this time. So that means Tom in the end isn't going to lose out too much because it's virtual safety car to go onto a set of softs. So in the end, it has benefited Tom now with that VSC. Come out in probably behind Cohen, you'd think, in P11. There's quite a big train. Can he maybe beat one of them out of the pits? It's going to be close. He's thinking, can he beat his teammate out of the pits as they go green? Oh, he's got a big old nudge from the racing point. I hope he can get damage from that. Cohen completely missed his braking point. Doesn't look like he's got any wing damage at least. I'm surprised if Cohen didn't. Yeah, no, he does. And Dylan's going to go through and up into P11. Oh, Tom's got damage now. He's ran into the back of his teammate. The two Ferraris have collided. Oh, that's not what you want to see at all. And Dylan, surely, is going to get by. Tom's probably going to have to put into the pits again and pit. Dylan doesn't round the outside anyway. I get key in as well. Dylan has got such a quick car in a straight line. We saw this when he went from 7th to 5th earlier on in the race, and he's done it once again. This time he's up into 8th, and that is now P2. Net P2 for him at the moment. So if he can get his head down, he's got a gap, to be fair. He's got through those kind of, not lapped cars, but slower cars in a bit of a train, all on different strategies, and now he's got a bit of a gap to get his head down. Phil, I'm expecting not to see in the pits for a while, just because obviously those mediums are only 10 laps old, but he might be able to make this work, you know. Also, only down to 15 runners now. Most of them all still quite bunched up, has to be said though. Well, Dylan's already taken 2 seconds out of Sam, Lee and Sil. Cohen's come into the pit lane. I think he's going to try and dispatch these as soon as possible. He's going to go for one up the inside of Lee. He is. Lee sees he's there, luckily. Leaves the room and he's up into 7th place. Next up is Sam on the hards. I think he'd get him probably on the straight here. We've seen how quick his car is in a straight line, and we're going to see it once again. And before we know it, might actually be up with Sil. I'd hope for Dylan's sake Sil was too far out the road, just because that would be absolutely ridiculous. To be fair, he's only just now activated the ERS and the DRS, but he's going to get through up the inside anyway. He's up into P5. He's only 15 seconds away from Phil out front. Liam's pitted as well, so my guess would be he might have picked up some wing damage, because actually no, he's back onto that set of 10 lap old mediums. He doesn't have a fresh set of mediums to go on to, so that's a little bit of an issue for him. Now Dylan has caught up to Sil already in just half a lap or so. Doesn't want to be stuck behind him for too long. Are we going to see what he did on Lee? No, not quite. He's going to play a little bit more patiently and wait for the straight. Sil did not get the best of exits, going on to the long left-hander. Has just picked up a 3-second penalty. Surely Dylan's gone here. Very surprised we don't see the Racing Point up into P4. Have the inside line, and he pulls out in front of him and is up into 4th place. He's now got a 6-second gap to Ryan ahead, who, to be fair, Ryan doing a very good job. He's just running his own race. He's not getting involved in, too much. And it has to be said, fair play to him. Only P3. And yeah, he's been on those tyres since the beginning. Hasn't pitted under the safety car or the VSC. But he's kept his head down, kept out of trouble. And he's looking on for probably a strong performance here, as long as obviously he doesn't spin. If there's another safety car, I'll tell you what, or even another VSC, that would benefit him some more, because you'll probably see most other people pit as well. So he might keep that, P3, maybe P4. He'll probably drop behind Dylan, but running a very strong race at the moment. He just goes a little bit off. Actually, Ryan wanted me to have a look at his helmet, didn't he? As Sil's into the pit lane. That's why Aston's moved up a position. Liam and Kian having some battles. I'm going to look at Ryan's helmet in a minute, just in case Kian have a go. Lee might actually have a go on Sam, though, just a little bit too further back. Kian hasn't got the best of exit, so quickly go ahead and look at Ryan's helmet. He's got a, I think it's a Brazil themed helmet. Looking on the board, as you can see, nice and yellow. I can't do offset T-cam, can I? No. So nice, yeah, that was a nice Brazil themed helmet, yellow green. Looks very, very saucy, has to be said. Gotta be careful though, Dylan's only 4 seconds behind him. Now he is closing. So those mediums are gonna be definitely feeling it now after 25 laps. We look to go 30 and then 20-20. I'm not entirely sure that would be 100% correct in the medium to the sauce, but I'll probably expect to see Ryan in the next 5 to 7 laps probably. Could potentially even be earlier. Here comes Lee, overtake DRS, but it still wasn't enough. As Ross has picked up a 3-second penalty. No, that's Richard, sorry. That's Richard. Their game tags are literally the same, apart from one's an M and one's a W. We just take a quick glance. See, one's just upside down. So. At the moment, it's kind of this Lee versus Sam battle. They're both on the same lap old tyres, just both on very different tyres. That to be said. Sam, if he can take these hards, they can probably go 40-45 laps. If he can take them potentially to around lap, 50, probably even further than that. Lap 50, strap on softs and just go for it right at the end. There's a safety car around lap kind of 50, 60. That'd be perfect as well. So. Here comes Lee, and he has finally got by. And up into P5. Keane and Richard as well, having a little scrap for P9. Keane is through. Richard's probably going to be able to fight this back, just because of the tyre wear difference. Matt's picked up a 3-second penalty. We'll do a quick penalty update actually, in case you want there. Ross does have 6 seconds, which does put Phil at quite an advantage. Ryan only 3, Dylan with 3, Lee with 3. Sam and Aston with none, Liam with 3, Ian with 12, Richard with 11, Sil with 9, Tom with 3, Matt with 6, Cohen with 3, and Tyler with 6. Ooh, is one of the Mercedes has had a spin down in the middle sector. But Liam is through on Aston. That is Matt. So unfortunately he's dropped down to 14th place. So I'm trying to come back at Lee as well. Yeah, Matt going very slowly. Probably took a little trip across the grass. Oh, yeah. Reset the track just to stop himself sliding into oblivion. Now Dylan's finally been able to catch up to Ryan. Here he goes up the inside and up into P3, locks up a little bit, but gets moved down again. Ryan hasn't really been putting up too many fights all race, he's just cracked on with his own stuff. Anyway, back down to this kind of Lee and Sam battle. Been going on pretty much this whole stint now. It's been a nice one to watch. More yellow flags. This time is that. Oh, it's Matt again. It is Matt again, and we've got a VSC. Could we potentially see Ryan in the pits? It's a perfect time for it. I think we might see Ryan come in. Yep, in he comes. Perfect. I said if he gets a VSC in the next couple of laps, don't get to no speed. Nice. Ryan is doing a stellar job. P4, paying under the VSC, will probably come out around P8 still. So there go Lee and Sam. Liam's actually going to come in as well. So he's actually probably only going to come out behind the Ferrari. He's going to stay in P6. And he's on to a fresh pair of softs. Matt has decided to retire from the session altogether. Aston's got past him. So P7. Aston's not too far the road. He's got pretty much some fresh air. He'll slowly start to gain on Aston, you'd imagine. But fresh set of softs. You can probably go soft till the end here. 20 laps on each. Probably more than doable. As you can see, Ross has taken his 19. So, I tell you what, Ryan is on for a very good job. It was roughly his pit window anyway. So Matt has really helped him. Anyway, Sil and Richard. Richard on 20 old lap mediums. Oh, hold up. I really just realised this. We've got a battle on the front side. I didn't realise that earlier. There goes Ross through on Phil. Thank God I noticed that. I nearly missed that. Didn't realise he'd gained that much. I knew that he was gaining. I didn't realise he'd already got there and he was already through. Phil's just starting to struggle a little bit. Even though he's on technically probably the quicker tyre at this point in the race. As Ryan's front Aston, there you go, he's already taken that 1.7 second gap out. And he's just going to absolutely get his head down and get flying. I'd love to see it, Ryan. Probably not a podium, but he could very well get a P4 here, it has to be said. That'd be something I'd love to see. It'd be a great result for Williams. Unfortunately, Celine had to leave. They could have been doing very well in this race, because Celine definitely would have been up there. Oh, Ryan, be careful on the grass. Tom's working his way back through the field as well, and he's up into 9th. So he ran into the back of his teammate at one point and got some extra wing damage literally after just pitting. That's why he is down in P9 at the moment, but he's still not out of this yet. Obviously, a safety car will bring everything into play. Ryan has just picked up a 3-second penalty. I think that's his second of the race it is. It feels still there or thereabouts with Ross. The DRS very much helping. Okay, we're on lap number 34.71. We're approaching the halfway mark. lap 35 or 71 now, so yeah, pretty much the halfway mark of this race. It's been a decent one so far. Hopefully we can get some nice battles going towards the front. So you've got Phil and Ross here on different strategies, but I wouldn't mind, you know, a safety car soon-ish, maybe to bring them all quite close together. Hopefully can get it going. Yeah, Sam did well to stay within these DRS for the amount of time he did. I think it has to be said. He's now dropped out of it, but being on the hards, it's always just about running your own race, making sure you take them as far as possible while keeping fairly quick lap times. Obviously now he's out of the DRS. It's still going to help. It's not going to be ideal. Misses maybe, you know, a couple of attempts extra down the straight, but he did well to stay with him as long as he did. Ryan is now actually caught onto the back of him. He's 7 tenths behind or so. Two very different strategies here. Up the inside he goes. Gets through and is up into P5. Next up for Ryan is Lee. Already find himself onto the back of the Mercedes. It's a little bit wobbly on the exit. Probably onto the back of the Mercedes by that 38 or so at the pace he's going at the moment. He's absolutely flying on these fresh softs. Obviously the front two still close, but whether they'll be able to put up a proper battle, not too sure. Oh, as I say that, never mind. Phil breezes through on the outside. I was kind of looking at the minimap, but he's actually closing quite a bit here. But I think this might be the point where Ross's softs have actually dropped off a little bit. 25 laps on them now. He's going to be pitting very soon. He might just be holding out a little bit longer, hoping for a safety car or a VSC or something. Either way, he's just trying to stretch these softs as far as possible. And here's actually Ryan onto the back of Lee. He's got DRS nowhere near close enough this time around, but as I said, lap 38 roughly will be when he gets onto the back of him. That is next lap. Ross and Phil still very close out front, but here comes Ryan. He's going to go for up the inside, leaves it very late, but he's got the room on the inside. And he's through and back up to fourth where he was before the pit stops. Ryan running a brilliant race. To be fair, Lee is going to fight this back. He's going to fight it back hard. It's not over yet, and then he goes Lee back round the outside, and he's going to retake P4. Lee putting up a very nice fight. Well, here comes Ryan once again. This time Can he make it work? 9 to turn 1 he can't. This time he might think maybe I'll go for it in towards turn 5. It's just too far back. Didn't quite have enough this time around. Up the hill they go. Here comes Ryan. It's attempt number 3 now onto lap 40. DRS. It looks like he's going to have him up the inside surely this time. He did what he did on lap 38 up the inside, and Lee's gone a little bit deep, which means he's actually not going to get the run onto the second DRS straight at all. And I think as Ryan finally into P4, and it looks like he'll be able to keep it. And I have to say, Ross got nearly 30 laps on these softs. He has taken them further than I thought they'd go. My guess would be around 20 to 25 laps. Well, he's done 28 now, and he's pushing on to 30 laps on them. So could these mediums potentially go 40 laps and the hards like 50? Could we see... To be fair, Sam would have to go 60 laps on them, so I don't think that's quite going to be doable. But we had to take them a fair... Well, actually, as I say that, Ross has just come in. So... To be fair though, 28 laps on those softs. Very good stint indeed. Onto another set of softs that will go the distance, 30 laps. From here, he knows how far they can go and how he has to manage them. So he'll look to just do the same that he did in that stint. He'll come out in P3, still the top 3. Probably locked on to be the final top 3, it has to be said. So now it's just going to come down to when Phil pits on those mediums, probably not for another 10 laps or so, and then he'll bolt on softs, and then he'll have slightly fresher softs to go up against Ross. He might come out behind him, but he'll have to make that time back up and try to get the move redone. Still not over. Dylan obviously still in second. We get a safety car, a VSC, something like that. It throws more questions. And now there's not too much going on, I won't lie. Liam is kind of onto the back of Tom at the moment for what is P8. Aussie Tom's race hasn't quite gone as he's hoped. Be interested if Liam can actually get this overtake done. He's been at this distance for a couple of laps now. They just have that extra bit of pace to get the move done. They're both closing down on Tom's teammate, obviously. He gave Tom the damage the first time around. So let's see. I think Aston probably knows that I've got much of a chance. Aston, Sam and Lee all on 31 lap old tyres, the same with Phil and Richard. They all pitted when that safety car came out. Well, there you go. That one, not too difficult in the end, really. Obviously, with them being teammates, I don't think there was much of a fight this time around. Ooh, safety car. Tyler is out of the session. Ooh, well, there you go. That's perfect for Phil and Dylan. I think we're seeing pretty much everyone pit at this stage. So we need a safety car to spice this one up maybe a little bit, and that's exactly what we've just been given. Here we go, we're talking now. We're talking now. Everyone's going to pit surely a fresh set of softs if people have got them. Softs can go to the end from here, definitely with a couple laps under the safety car as well. Well, obviously he's going to pit anyway if he's got a fresh set. Might as well use it. Ryan will come in, Lee will come in. If we don't see everyone come in, I'll be extremely surprised. Sam obviously going to get rid of these hards. A little bit annoying because obviously in hindsight, he could have taken the mediums this distance, but that is what it is. Aston will actually stay, I guess because he can't double stack. I guess because of the no double stack, Aston will have to stay out. Or probably would have still pitted anyway. Sil's going to stay out as well. I'm guessing that's to avoid the double stack. And Cohen and Kian only pitted a couple laps ago, so don't expect seeing them in. But here we go, a safety car to spicing up the end of this race. Heading in towards the final 20, 25, 27 laps. So the field isn't too spread out. Hopefully they'll all be able to catch up within the next lap. That'd be nice. We can get underway on lap 46 it will be. That'd be perfect. I'm hoping the back two cars will be close enough. I think it might not be, unless it does the glitch where the safety car comes in early. I think unfortunately we'll have one more lap under the safety car. Yeah, they've crossed the line, no safety car in this lap, so there'll be one more. Back two cars just couldn't quite catch up in time. We are onto the final 25-26 laps. The whole field is all bunched up. Aston's still not pitted for some reason. Not too sure why he hasn't pitted, but hey. So the same with Sil and Liam. I guess if they don't have a fresh set of softs, but they'll at least pit for mediums or something. Alright then. Oh, wait. Cohen? Oh no, I wasn't fully paying attention. I do have the Arsenal game up at the same time, which probably isn't the best idea, but I do apologise. He is out of this race. He's crashed under the safety car. Oh no. Sorry for giving me a minute to not realise that. Right then, here we go. But with the safety car restart, Dylan is now actually in second, so he has jumped Ross because of that. But Ross won't be too disheartened by that. It just means he has to fight for the position back. Ryan has dropped down to 6th, but he has got fresher tyres than Liam and Aston. Phil's going to go. He's kind of caught Dylan out a little bit. And Ross is there, but you can see Dylan's car is so quick in a straight line. Aston's actually going to try it around the outside, even with those worn mediums. He's going to try it. He got it for a minute, but Ross is still there. Actually, Liam is now going to come, and Aston as well. And you might see Ryan send one up the inside, and he's going to send one up the inside. He's going to send one up the inside of Liam as well. Oh, he pulled that off. Well, he actually forced Liam. No, that isn't Liam. Sorry, that is Seal in the background going off. Wrong Alpha Tauri. Thought for a minute he was going to get the move on both of them. That would have been mega, but Ryan's up into 5th. I'm so glad I'm doing this. Oh, my voice. I'm so glad I'm doing this F1 race instead of fully paying attention to football. We've got a VSC. I'm officially Arsenal. Drive me insane. I don't know why I still care about the football, but here we are. I'm not entirely sure what this VSC was for, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like anyone crashed already on this pit. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this VSC was for. I guess a bit of front wing by the looks of things off Richards. Oh, have we got rain? Did I just see some rain part? It's raining, boys. It's this rain. Am I seeing rain? We've got rain. We've actually got rain. Here we go. Rain to end off the final part of this race. Please don't just like disappear. That would be perfect. This rain is here to stay. This is absolutely perfect. Just the end of the race that I'm after. Dylan is really gaining. Look at the clouds. The rain's definitely going to come down. Good to see potentially enters in the next 2 to 3 laps. Depends how heavy. 10 minutes of rain apparently, according to Cole. Cole is... Oh, Cole's out, I was going to say. So how do you know that? I guess someone in the party told him. Ooh, Tom and Sam having a right old scrap. Tom get through on the inside. They bang tyres. I didn't see any debris fall off, so I think they've got... Oh, I just said that. I've seen a little bit of front wing. Oh no, Tom. That looked like that was on purpose. I won't lie to you. So Sam's got damage as well, and then Sam's hit him back. Sam is out of this race. Uh-oh. Anyway, I'm sure that will get rightly punished. Probably both of them will end up getting race bans or something. But Dylan's into the lead. He's got past Phil and he's actually seemed to have got by, and Phil's dropped back already quite a bit. Dylan into the lead, Ryan onto the back of Liam. Rain's coming down more and more. Yeah, this is definitely going to be into soon by the looks of things, surely. Oh, there's a couple of them into the pit lane. Lee's retired from the session. He's had a spin on the... Is there a safety car that it's not telling me about? Well, Ross is going on to the inters. He thinks it's time. There's definitely some spray picking up. Aston, on those 40 lap old mediums, we might as well come in and take the risk. And yeah, Liam took the risk as well. So if this is the perfect lap, they could find themselves gaining a bit of time, and we're down to only 10 runners. The Lee's spin by himself, unfortunately. Well, you can see Ryan is struggling with the grip. That generally is happening to be. Still don't know. I mean, it looks. I don't know if pitting will be there. I don't know. Ross is gaining a lot. Yeah, no, I've just seen how much Ross was gaining on Richard. The whole second. Phil, has he got damage from that? Has Phil got damage from that? He outbroke himself going into the pit lane. He's going to do a front wing change. That's unfortunate. I think Ross will come out in the lead, you know. I think Ross is going to come out in the lead. The undercut, the lap earlier on the inters, I think is going to work. Let's Phil, maybe, I don't know actually. I thought he would have gained more than that. Wow, he actually hasn't. Liam's definitely gained off of that. He might come out ahead of Phil. See, Phil changed his front wing, and he has. He's Ryan, unfortunately, is now only in a net P5. As Tom's now out of the session, he's retired into pit lane, which means we're now down to only 9. So this is going to come down to who can readjust these wet conditions the quickest. Big lockups from Liam. Phil only 4 tenths behind him. Yeah, this is some serious heavy rain now. Definitely good job they all appeared. For a minute I thought maybe not, but I saw how much Ross was gaining and realised, yeah, you definitely want to be on the inters. Right now it's 8.7 seconds back. Their P5 I think he'll still be very happy with. He can hold on to it. He's got Aston just behind him and Kean, Richard and Sil. You're guaranteed 2 points for finishing now at this point. And we've still got just under 20 laps to go. Ooh, is there contact there? I think there might have been a bit of contact there, you know. I heard a clunk. He maybe. I think Phil got through fine. Just heard a bit of a clunk as Liam obviously went off. Then he rejoined and just hit the back of him. But anyway, Phil's up into 3rd now. Dylan's got a pretty comfortable kind of 4-second lead out front at the moment. Everyone's kind of spread out by around a second or so. That's the issue right now. Obviously no DRS to help in the straights either. So I think right now it's thinking about people managing this interstint, trying not to pick up too many penalties and trying not to spin, making sure they keep the car on the road. Aston is definitely gaining in on Ryan now. He's brought it down to around 5 tenths or so. Slowly reeling him in. Maybe Phil can catch up with Ross as well as we get a nice battle for P2, because Dylan looks pretty comfortable out front at the moment as Kian picks up another 3-second time penalty. Just drop back to within a second. The gap's kind of hovering from 5 tenths to a second in that kind of range. Pretty matched at pace at the moment, Ryan and Aston. There's really not too much going on this race right now. Kind of just sitting here and hoping that we can have something just to spice it up. At the end of this, got 15 laps or so to go. Aston has just picked up a 3-second penalty. We'll check penalties. Well, Dennis got 3. Ooh, Phil's got none. Okay. Phil at the moment will actually be getting a P2, even though he's closing in on Ross anyway. Liam's got 11, Ryan's got 14, Aston does only have 6, so Aston, to be fair, at the moment is looking like P5 no matter what. He doesn't necessarily need to get by. So, yeah. The rain could maybe stop a little bit, go back to dries for the last like 5 laps. Everyone suddenly gets really close. That'd be quite nice as well. I think we'll switch over to Phil, who is definitely gaining on Ross lately. That gap was around 2 seconds. A few laps to go. No my luck though, Phil's probably not going to be able to gain as much now I've switched over to him. That's the way this race has gone. He's got the gap under 1 second now. Ooh, into the pits they come. I said, little switch over to the dries. Oh, Ross got a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane as well. Well, we're on to the dries now. Let's see what tyres people are going. Obviously the softs pretty much to the end here. DRS has been re-enabled. Everyone is going to come into the pits. Is there a team with 2 drivers left? There is Liam and Sil. Unfortunately, a couple of people stayed out when maybe they shouldn't have done. Ryan is serving a stop-go by the looks of things, so actually that might clear. Has that cleared all of his penalties? No, it just brings it down to 9 seconds, so helps a little bit. But he's now dropped back a little bit more. I don't know where Ryan is now in the grand scheme of things. I think he is still generally P6 after Aston and Liam pit. Just because yes, it leaves out time from staying on the inters a little bit longer, but with the stop go, it'll probably equal things out overall. And Phil's actually jumped Ross as well, who obviously had sped into the pit lane, so didn't even get to see that battle unfold in the end, unfortunately. Might see Sil and Kean have a little scrap down for P8, but Kean's then gone wide. Can we just have some form of battle, please? Dylan's into the lead pretty comfortably. He's got what, like a 14-second gap now. Maybe not quite, but probably 8 or 9. Looking at where, yeah, 7-6. Then Phil Liam will come out. He's gonna come out ahead of Ross. What's happened to Ross? He's gonna have to pit again. Oh, this has all gone downhill for Ross. Liam might actually have a podium here, you know. Here comes Ryan up to P5. Aston's going to get the jump on him, I think. He will. Ryan needs to find around 2.5 seconds if he wants P4, but the issue is here, as you look at penalties, he's got 3 seconds more penalties, so unless Aston picks up another in the final 11 laps or so. Looking unlikely. Now we're back down to everyone separated by 2 seconds. Great. It's fine. Let's see if Ryan can close this gap down. He's got 10 laps to do it. And obviously potentially build out a 3-second gap. It looks like he'll be taking home P5, which is good to see from him. Liam doing very well this race. It's just kind of one of these where if you can stay in it, so. I mean, he's already brought it down to 1.4 seconds. He's getting a move on with it. Still's just picked up another 3-second penalty, but he's running down in 7th. That might drop him back behind Ross, potentially. Depends how the last couple of laps unfold. .2 seconds down the gap. To be fair, Ryan is closing this down. Whether he can get the move and gain 3 seconds, that's going to be the big issue. Phil's closing on Richard as well, as Phil says first lap of the race. Oh, Aston, there you go. 3-second penalty. They're now on this is a full-on battle for position now. Dylan then goes quickest. He wants to have fast after the race to go with as well. Dylan just absolutely phenomenal from the back. He's got a 6-second gap even with the 3-second penalty that he's got. Right, this is a battle for P4, lad. This is a net battle for P4. Liam then goes purple. Gained a lot in the braking zone there. We're very confident on the brakes into turn 1. Just don't pick up a penalty. Ryan versus Aston for P4. I wonder how this will potentially affect their drivers. You don't really see Aston up here, definitely, depending on the track. Ryan will get the odds result, but it'd be nice to see if he can bring home a P5 or 4 either way. Very nice for him. If we take a look at the championship standings, Ryan is in 14th, Aston is in 12th, so there's only 5-6 points, only 5 points between them. So it will definitely help Ryan in the championship. This could potentially see himself jump into the top 10. It'd be nice to see for him. Oh, he picked up a penalty while I was looking at the championship standings. No, Ryan. Oh, while I was reading out the standings, he picked up a penalty. Oh, no. I mean, he might look to overtake here. No, back out of it. Play it cautiously. Oh. I don't know if Ryan actually got wing damage out of that. It doesn't at least look like pace-wise he did. No, he didn't. Came off line. Good to see, good to see. Onto the straight they go. Sliding onto it was Ryan. ERS and ERS was used. He's gaining. Which side would he go? He's going to go to the inside. Is that a bit of wing damage? Oh, there's a little bit of wing damage. Oh, no, no, no. He's going to hold on to it all the way around the outside. I mean, he's done it with wing damage, the move. I think Aston will probably be able to fight it back. Down the straight, DRS and overtake. I'm Ryan, don't put up too much of a fight and try just bring that car home. He's still going to try around the outside. Can't get through now, Ryan. Just play it safe, take your P5. You've got a 13-second gap. You're probably not going to be able to get Aston because of the penalties. You've got 12 seconds and an extra 5 seconds technically to Sil. So just relax and try bring that car home in one piece. Would be my aim. I mean, he's still doing well to stay with him. He's staying with him just in case of the penalties, but because Aston only picked up that extra 3 seconds a lap or two ago, I doubt he's already got 2 more warnings and is close to getting another. But you never know. You do never know. He's doing very well to stay with him with the wing damage, it has to be said. I think Liam, Aston, Ryan, Dylan all done a very good job this race. They were up there anyway, even without the DNFs. Like most of the DNFs were people behind them. They were all kind of 3rd, 4th, 5th. So they've done a good job. I think it's going to be one of those where Ryan will be happy with P5, but I know that he could have potentially had a little bit more. As we're entering the final couple of laps, driver of the day, probably easy to say Dylan, from what, P18 all the way to 1st. Also, the likes of Aston and Ryan doing well. Liam and Phil kind of, I'd expect them to be up there or thereabouts, but Liam did a good job. Looked like he maybe dropped out of there at one point, but back in and up into 3rd. And then yeah, Aston and Ryan, good job. And then Sil, Richards, Ross unfortunately things haven't quite gone his way. He might still be able to move up a couple of positions because of the penalties, but he was looking on for a podium, but unfortunately it's only going to be P8. Maybe a little bit more for him. Leader is on to lap 69. Guys are coming on to lap number 69 now. I don't think Ryan's probably going to get close enough. So Ryan and ball with Liam for Dylan for the last kind of laps or so. Dylan is coming on to the final 2 laps. He's going to get yet another win to add to the collection unless something has gone horribly wrong. Richard will jump Sil, and then Ross might be able to jump Richard. He's got to find a second in what is the final 2.5 laps for him, as he is currently in the middle sector, and then as long as he's 11 seconds behind Sil, which he is, he will actually get Sil. So Sil at the moment is actually dropping down to 8th. Unfortunately, those penalties just coming back to bite him. That's how confident Dylan is. Doing a lovely job. Still close. He's still there, even with his wing damage. Dylan is about to come on to the final lap of the race. He's on to the final lap now. He's been in control ever since the wet stage of this race. Came out in the lead. He's managed his tyres well. I think he still has fastest lap to go with this win as well. You can see in the top right he's actually up by a tenth, so he's going to send it even more just to try and confirm that fastest lap. He's been saving up his ERS for it. He's going to absolutely go for it. My guess would be Phil is doing the same thing, same with Liam, but it'll come down to which one is the quickest. We'll see. Phil, he's only got 6%, so maybe Dylan can use that extra bit more just to help him, as Ryan has picked up another free-sticking penalty, so I think that's going to be that for that P4. I know they're close on track at the moment. Dylan is going to come around the final corner. He's already won the championship, so another win to add to the collection. A beautiful drive from Dylan, and he wins in Brazil. Beautiful stuff from the Racing Point. Phil will come home in second place. Liam will take P3 in the end. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. Another podium for him. He's not got too many, but it's another one added to the collection. Across the line, he takes third place. Aston will take fourth in the end. For a minute, it looks like him and Ryan might have a nice little scrap. They still kind of are, but unfortunately, trying to pick up a little bit of wing damage. He nearly got him on track, but in the end finishes 6 seconds behind as Aston is in P4, Ryan in P5. Sil will cross the line in P6, but will more than likely drop all the way down to P8. Ross will take P7 and actually move up to 6th, but then go back down to 7th when Ross crosses the line. He will take P6 in the end. So Richard P7, Sil P8, and then Keegan, was it, in P9 who had already finished? Yes, it was. So there you go. That was the Brazilian Grand Prix. Has to be said, it wasn't the greatest, but overall, still a fairly decent one. I'm not actually sure when the next race is. I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think we actually have one next week. It's obviously Christmas and all that. It might be the week after, or maybe then even the week after that, because of New Year and whatnot. I'm not actually sure. When is New Year's? Is it Friday? If it's Friday, then it might be on like the 3rd or the 4th or something like that. But I don't think there is a race next week. I could be wrong, but either way, I hope to see as many of you as possible when we're there. So that's been all from me. I don't have too much to add, and thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.